Hey there, we're back with another episode of A Daddy's Girl podcast. I am the Daddy's Girl, Donnis Collins.
And I am the Daddy's Girl's father, the daddy. And Everett Collins.
Like that?
Yeah, I know, the Daddy's Girl. Too many English films out. And we're excited to just share with you. We appreciate your likes, etc., and your interest just to kind of hang out with us, and we'll discuss some different things that are good for you, especially if you're in the music or acting areas. So yeah, we got a lot to share today. And Donnis, what do you say?
Yeah, so our last episode was about the Grammys, but that was a long episode and it would have been longer. So this is part two, because I still have questions for Mr. 30 years voting member here of the Grammys.
Wow, it's been that long? Oh.
That's what you said.
Okay. Yep. An appreciation for 30 years.
Yep,
Okay.
30 years. Harvey Mason.
Harvey Mason. Oh, man.
And I see you got some merchandise.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
Grammy shirt.
This is my Grammy shirt. I don't want to show my butt.
But
What is it? I can't even read it.
the 51st Grammy Awards.
Oh, okay. Woo. It actually still fits. Actually, I lost weight, Donnis.
All right.
This thing is like fit for a king size.
You're now more queen.
Yeah, right. I've gone down to queen size. Oh. Woo. No, as a matter of fact, I think I've seen you wearing one of my jackets quite fashionably.
Yes, you said I could have it.
I did. That's why I haven't seen it. Oh my gosh, I'm still trying to find my Apollo theater jacket. I don't know where that is. Do you remember that?
I actually don't have that one.
Okay, all right. There's hope.
Mm-hmm. And I think that black jacket I have, I get a lot of compliments on it. Because it's very vintage looking, and that's all in right now.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. And it's like oversized, but like,
It was definitely.
But I forgot what year that was from.
I'd have to take a look.
40th Grammys or something like that.
Man, I've been in there 30 years. No telling what it is. I know I got one the year that Coke was a big sponsor, and that was the year that Michael got burned doing the Coke commercial. Wait a minute, was that Pepsi?
No, that was Pepsi.
Ooh, let me. I stand corrected. A Pepsi commercial.
Coke's like, nope, that wasn't us.
Yeah, right. So I think, I got my soda companies confused.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I have to find out where that is too. It's a nice leather. So that's a perk. Come on, people, go to Grammy.com and become a member, particularly if you're a musician, vocalist or actor or writer or photographer. I mean, there are so many categories you become a member. And
I think I remember you saying like graphic design you could join or something like that.
Absolutely. Graphic designers, people like really good with Photoshop and all that stuff, and from classical, from Bach to rock to R&B, baby.
Yeah.
So,
Grammys.com.
that's right. I know that's right.
I'm a Grammy voter himself.
There you go. Yep.
And so, moving right along, I did want to ask you a question. This is an Impact article that has 132,000 likes on Instagram.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Could be good. Could not be good.
Some Grammy voters, I think one is in his 70s, I guess said, let me see, one voter, a music manager who has been voting for over 15 years, did not vote for Bad Bunny's Un Verano Sin Ti because he thinks a lot of people have no idea who Bad Bunny is. However,
Okay, good. Keep going. I'm shaking my head.
Un Verano Sin Ti reached several landmark accomplishments. It was the most streamed album in the US and on Spotify in 2022.
Yes.
It spent 13 weeks at number 1 on the US Billboard charts, the
Wow.
most time spent at number 1 this decade.
Mm-hmm.
And his tour was one of the fastest selling tours since 2018. So what do you think about that?
Well, I voted for him.
Hey, you did.
I got you beat. Not 15 years.
Hey.
And
So he's a baby.
I'm
Maybe
not
that's why.
70. I'm not 70.
And you're not.
Well, you know, I say like this. And you may have heard me say it before. You know, voting for Grammys every year is like voting for your favorite sports team. You know, when you think about it, it's just like, who do you watch? When you turn that TV on, who do you watch? When you turn your radio on, you know, what are you listening to? If you're streaming, you know. So, but it is not a popularity contest.
True.
So, even though you have your favorites, it doesn't mean that your favorites are going to align with the masses of membership.
Members, yeah.
You know, we all win some, we lose some. You know, I was a diehard Jet fan. New York Jets, go New York. They can't win, man. They be trying hard. Go Joe Namath, yay.
Can't win. Michael Jackson.
And there's some. I was like, what? Bruce Harper, you out there, brother? All right. Bruce Harper, good, very good friend of ours.
Ooh.
Yeah. Bruce Harper resides in Inglewood, Teaneck, that's Teaneck Records, New Jersey. And he went to school with Marvin Ernie, Chris, Tony, Herbert, and Ronnie Scruggs, and Kevin Jones, you know, David Townsend, otherwise known as Sunrise.
Ah.
And
he played for the Jets.
sure did. Yep.
When you're a Jet, you're
When
a Jet all the way.
When you're a Jet, you're a Jet all the way. Oh, oops. But anyway, he was there at the Isley renaming of Liberty Road to Isley Brothers Way, and so we had a chance to hang out together, and it was pretty cool. You know, talking with him because I hadn't seen him in such a long time.
How long has it been?
Oh goodness, let's see. He played for the team in the 80s, and when I came off the road, I may have seen him once or twice just while I was visiting Tony or something. Yeah, we'd be seeing him at Pathmark or something. Hey Bruce, what's up? You know, or he'll just be driving in the neighborhood, see somebody working on their car and just stop Tony, or his motorcycle, and he'd just stop and chat a couple hours.
Right.
Yeah, but back to that comment. We try to listen to everything, and you know, it's just what strikes you as a great work of art. I know sometimes people get confused that it is a popularity, and just because you're not a Jet fan doesn't mean the Jets aren't still playing. There's tons of fans. It's just, you know,
Can't let go.
right, just can't let go. But you know, it is what it is. But you know, I mean, I have my favorites, especially in R&B, and people were upset because they felt that Taylor Swift should have won more. But what they don't realize is that her release was like 3 weeks too late. So you see what that snowball effect will be. Watch what happens this year.
Really?
Yeah, because as soon as the Grammys are over, the new year begins. So she missed it by like 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So all of a sudden, you're going to see a lot of Taylor Swift because she's got some great material that didn't make the deadline. A few of her singles did.
So you think she'll be a top person for the 2024?
Oh, yeah, she's going to be right up in there. Oh, absolutely.
As usual.
Right. I mean, we were talking about, some people's like, man, I don't even understand why Beyonce, won. And I was like, well, a lot of people listen to her. A lot of people who vote enjoy that. And that's the way it goes. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't vote for the album, but I did vote for,
Break My Soul?
Thank you.
Don't come for him.
Right.
He did vote.
Don't break my soul. You could break my soul. What? I heard that. I didn't even know what I was dancing to. I was driving. I was driving on my way to teach one of my excellent students. And they were doing an interview. And just as I got in the car, this thing started playing. And if you're from New York, as soon as some club comes on, all ears alert. And I was like, who is this? Here we go. This is not old school. Who's this? Soon as Beyonce started singing, I was like, here's a hit.
Yeah.
Here we go. But.
And the whole album is, but some people.
Right. I was sold out on that song. Am I a Beehive follower?
Are you Team Beehive?
Team what? Team what?
Team Beehive. That's what they're called.
Team Beehive. Okay. See? No, probably not. Lover. Fantastic. Yep. Somebody asked me, wow, ever since you're such, music aficionado, not aficionado.
Aficionado, yeah.
Right. Who's your most favorite Beatle? And I said, no hesitation, Eric Clapton. He looked at me and he was like, what? I said, absolutely. No denying. I said, I laughed. He said, you're not serious, are you? I said, no. Oh my gosh. That take was so funny. It was like, cricket.
Right.
Oh. I remember when Paul McCartney and Ringo said on the Grammy show, man, I'm so glad Stevie didn't come tonight. Because we would have not won anything. Everybody was hollering. Yep. Oh, man. That was hot. That was the hot season for Stevie Wonder. Yeah.
So the awards are decided by a voting committee made up of experts. So let me see if this is right. I don't know if it's right. Okay, so to be eligible to vote for Grammy winners, you must meet one of these 4 criteria. Have 12 tracks, physical or digital, available for purchase online, with at least one released in the past 5 years.
Mhm.
Have 6 credits on commercially released tracks, physical distribution outlets such as record stores, with at least 1 track in the last 5 years. Have won a Grammy in the past and received endorsement from a current voting member.
Yes, endorsement from a current voting member.
Mm.
Right. That's very important. Um, but the most important is that all of the above is true.
Okay.
You can become a member of the Grammys and wait for your membership to ripen, such that, just like, fresh out of college, you got to wait for your degree to ripen, as you start moving up in whatever, chosen field.
Right.
This just happens to be music. So you come in and you are, now you're an insider looking in, or an insider looking out versus an outsider trying to look in. So yeah, all of the above. That's exactly what we had to do. It was a lot more difficult just because there was no internet.
Right.
There was no cell phones. Everything had to be done by snail mail. Deloitte and Touche. We have to wait for their stuff to come in the mail, and you have to sign for it. It's just not going to sit in the mailbox. So, yeah, all of the above. There was one thing that you had said, and I was like, I don't know about that. But it didn't say must qualify for each one of these.
Yes, 1 of 4.
There you go.
So,
1 of 4.
Yeah, just 1 of 4.
Yeah, I mean, the more the merrier. That's for sure. But it's so important for you to to become a member. There's just so much to gain and so much to give, because the Grammys is certainly a giving organization. We have the Grammys mentee program. The people that want to work with members, could be a recording engineer or, in graphic design or songwriting. We have a lot of workshops free to members. And check out your local chapter. We're here. I changed my membership during the pandemic's height to the Atlanta chapter. And wow, they're on it. It's a great chapter to belong to. So I can't encourage you more. It's just Grammy.com. Yep. If you're a student, all the more reason for you to become involved, because Grammy in the schools, we offer a lot of scholarships to those who are seriously considering, post-graduation of doing this thing called music. And there's so many, just like McDonald's All-Star from, basketball, they do the same thing. What? I didn't know that. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Right.
So
if you're like a graphic designer Grammy member, you can still vote for the Grammy Award?
Yes, you can.
Oh, wow.
Once you are a member and your credits are such that you become a voting member, as general member or student member, and as soon as those, I guess in acting would be the IMDb. Did I say that wrong?
An Internet Movie Database.
There you go. What is that?
IMDb.
Yeah. So same thing. You're waiting for those credits to accrue. Such time you can change and update your membership because you qualify for those categories that you mentioned before. Yep.
Shout out to IMDb too.
Word. I was talking to a friend, Lamont, and he is a screen director, Donnis did a lot of productions with. He's hilarious. But
we were in undergrad together.
Oh my gosh!
At Shaw University.
Did he get? Was he under scholarship like you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see how he
so.
could not.
Could not be right.
But so he moved down here, and we were just talking about the wealth of talent pool of actors and set designers, so much talent. And he says, you're missing the whole pie just for one little slice.
Mm-hmm.
So, he is doing his thing in writing screenplays. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I won't say the wrong thing tomorrow. We need to get you here,
right?
And talk about what it is that you're doing and how to. Which, by the way, I was getting ready to answer a casting call. Donnis said that. That's probably. She didn't actually come out and say, "Don't do it."
Right. I mean, but I'm like, if you want it, go ahead. I mean, you can. I mean,
I was like, how could I mess up? It's not like I have to memorize a script. All I got to do is come and watch a parade. I'll just be an innocent parade bystander.
Parade bystander. I'm like, yeah, you'll watch a parade for 12 hours. Over and over and over.
Right, and I was like,
a lot of hurry up and wait.
What?
It's hard, this business. Long hours.
What? I was like, what? I gotta be there for 8 hours?
At least.
Oh, at least?
Mm-hmm.
They pay you though, right?
Yeah.
They were so careful not to say how much.
They were very careful. Yeah, that's why I skipped over that email.
Well, I looked at the fine print and it said they would give you $25 for gas. I live right down the street.
That's fine.
From where they're shooting.
Right.
I'll take it.
They're actually shooting close to us. Everything's like an hour.
Woo. I'm trying to remember the name of I think Ozara or Zara.
Should we say?
No. So you didn't hear that. All I know is they keep blocking off streets and it slows me down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was great. I think they shot it yesterday because the street was closed.
There's a lot of movies that's been shooting around here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure we could talk about those.
Right.
Yeah, like Fences. Ooh. Mm-hmm. It was shot right here. Of course, you know more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the movie that you was involved with, Oprah Winfrey, Greenleaf.
Greenleaf. Oh, yeah, the TV show. Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
I was Desiree Ross's photo double.
Photo double. How many times did you get baptized?
To the point where I think I'm going to heaven.
Cut. Oh,
she went under a few times, and then they're like, "All right, photo double." I'm like, "Oh God,
it's your turn." Oh,
and a very cold day in December too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow. Gee.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Actually, was shot at House of Hope, right? You formerly known as Greater Traveler's Rest, and that's where Courtney was dedicated in that church.
Niece, first grandchild, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Bishop Dewey Smith, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, back to the Grammys.
Yeah.
I have a few more questions. So, once accepted, members are asked to vote for 1 out of 9 genre categories and 4 main categories. And those 4 main categories are Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best New Artist.
Artist of the Year. That's correct.
So who did you vote for?
Well, I know Best New Artist is
Best New Artist went to Samara Joy.
Samara Joy.
And she was up against a lot of people.
Oh, yes. Shout out Abyssinia Baptist Church, Harlem, New York. Did I say that? People ask me, what do you know about Harlem? Well, I know my father was born there and raised there. I know a little bit, something about that. He was very good friends with quite a few jazz artists because he himself was a jazz drummer. Mm-hmm. Then he moved out. Well, I make it sound like he moved out. No, his parents, Everett Collins and Eugenia Brewster, moved out to Long Island and settled in Indian land, Amityville, Friendly Village, Algonquin. Did I say that? I sure did.
Indigenous, stand up.
Definitely Lizzo. It's about ham time. Let me see this. Oh.
Yeah, Record of the Year went to Lizzo, About Damn Time.
That's right.
And she was up against Don't Shut Me Down, ABBA, Easy on Me, Adele, Break My Soul, Beyonce, Good Morning Gorgeous, Mary J. Blige, You and Me on the Rock, Brady Carlisle, Woman, Doja Cat, Bad Habits, Steve Lacy, The Heart, Part 5, Kendrick Lamar, and As It Was, Harry Styles. And Lizzo won that category.
Well, all right. That's right. Yeah, Samara Joy, very good friends of mine. And, yeah, I didn't realize that she's the daughter of a friend of mine, Gil Smalls, record label artist. So we were quite excited to figure out, oh my gosh, that's who she is in the jazz category. And so that was cool.
Yeah.
And of course, in the gospel genre, Maverick City. Two of my most favorite artists in gospel is Kirk Franklin and Donnie McClurkin. And Donnie McClurkin because he's from Amityville.
Ooh, another one.
Copeg, yes. And so we grew up as neighbors, you know. If you're from Long Island, you know Amityville, Copeg is just literally crossing the street. And some of us shared the same 11701, you know, even though we had to go to different high schools. But yeah, Donnie went to school with a lot of my cousins. We were in different high schools. And I was, 2 years older than Donnie.
I didn't know you knew each other.
You didn't? Yeah, absolutely.
We grew up together.
Yeah. We didn't go to school together. We didn't hang in the same, you know, friends, you know. But I would always see him in Burger King. Yeah, that was a happening place, you know.
Right.
People, you know, a lot of people, you know, everybody hung out there.
Everybody's hanging out at Burger King.
Man, I'm telling you, Burger King, the place to be. Este la Sol. But I was there not because I love to eat. I was working behind the counter. They love my voice. You know, when I would say Whopper minus mayo, heavy tomato, and we'll come across like, wow, who's that on the mic?
Say it again.
So, no, serious. That's where we would see each other. That was before we was doing what we wind up doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd be closing, Donnie be coming back, everybody all hungry from those late night services, and here they come. And you know they just came from church where they dressed.
Right.
Who else comes to Burger King all dressed up?
Sunday best.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, we met each other. His family, extremely talented. It's, the McClurkin Singers.
Mm-hmm.
And I got introduced to them through Anthon White and Otha White, who's now, Anthon is Bishop Anthon White, Evangel Cathedral, I believe. Report. I might have gotten that wrong, but yeah, we would have a lot of Sunday services, and Anthon would ask me if I could play drums, and sure. I mean, it's just, I'd love to. Great.
Mm.
And then, you know, while we're there, people would say, "Oh my gosh, I need a drummer," you know, and so, okay, I'll just keep playing. So Donnie would say, "Can you play behind?" Yep. And Donnie be like, you talk about a hymnologist.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be pulling hymns out that I was like, I don't know where he's going with this, but that's not what I think I remember that song was. He's phenomenal. He's like a walking hymnal.
Mm.
But man, he really messed me up. He doesn't even know this, but you know, I think I would be a fence straddler.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day. You know, I know I've always been for God and accepted Jesus as my Savior, Lord and Savior. But, you know, I was playing R&B, but, you know, he really didn't care, and neither did Anthon.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, that's all right. And I say that to say it brought me closer to allowing my expression, just the way that I was raised in jazz and R&B. They never said, "No, man, you can't. You shouldn't be playing that. You know, that's too funky." Or, you know, what? Man, yeah, I like that. You know, it's like, man, that was awesome. Thank you. You know, and so because of that, I drew closer. Thank you, Anthon. Thank you, Donnie, to gospel music, because they were not your standard.
Right.
Nope. And man, to hear the White family, Mother White, and oh my gosh, everybody. There's not one white family member that can't sing or play.
Oh, really?
Otha was concert mistress in Amityville schools as a clarinetist. But she sings, and she's doing some work with Blackish now.
Oh, okay.
Back and forth between New York and LA. But and Anthon is Bishop Anthon White, and yeah.
Shout out to them.
That's right. And even your mother got into the act, but she worked with Donnie's sister, and at the Dime Savings Bank of New York. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sunrise Mall Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're probably by now condominiums or something.
Oh no.
Crazy
Like
Eddie.
everything else.
Right. Yeah. But shout out to them. But also with Kirk Franklin, man, he just totally, him and Ron Canoli, man, they just totally opened up my praise and worship.
Mm.
And it's good to see that, they went on to become Grammy winners and hopefully members and just totally, started taking gospel into new places. And I met Kirk Franklin, through Rodney Frazier. Rodney Frazier was on tour with the Mac Band, and Rodney was awesome. Oh my gosh, awesome keyboardist. And just watching him play, and I'm like, oh man, I'm playing drums now with the Isley. And we would just, have a lot of talks about it. And he was missing his church, because when you're out there, it gets a little rough. And so just to be able to share God while you're out there and have your soul calmed with a fellow brother or sister. So when I first got a chance to meet Kirk Franklin, I said, yeah, I don't want to be the standard guy. It's like, yeah, man, I really love your music. And I said, I just have a question. How did you ever meet Rodney Frazier? He was like, what? Rod? Now, come on, bro. How do you know Rodney? And I just explained how he's like, man, of all people, he's like, wow. And so we talked about that. So I just told him how much I appreciated what he's doing, and because of the musical things he's doing in gospel and merging R&B. And I know there are some haters, that ain't gospel.
Right.
Yeah, man. What? Look, don't let me get on a little preaching thing.
Everybody was in church stomping in the
Come on,
90s.
stomp. Oh. Yeah, Kirk Franklin and the family. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They play that in the club now.
Word. I mean, but that brother, so loud. Got another favorite fan. Blessed because of it. Yeah. Well, how are we doing on time today?
38 minutes, so.
Cheese and crackers.
Yeah. We were going to try to make this a short one today, so maybe this is a good stopping point.
I think you could be right. Yeah.
But yep. So Bruce Harper, Donnie McClurkin, and Kirk Franklin hit us up. Let's chat.
Yeah. We'd love to have you just chime in. Before we close out, we're going to be doing a episode based on Amityville and the rich history of not only culture, but the rich history of music in that little town. I mean, you will not believe the list this long of people in the music business that were influences on me. And then before I turned around, these people were saying that I was such an influence on them. And I was like, wow, really? I'm
Nice.
humbled by their comments. But yeah, so stand by. I'm going to be shouting out some people. And we're updating our equipment. Want to say thanks to Rode microphones and all that you do. Help a brother and sister out. Let us do this podcast right, and because we love what it is that you're doing, so we appreciate that. And shout out to Tyler.
Tyler Stone.
Yeah, man.
T Stone Consulting. He's been helping us out with this. So
yeah, shout out. We really do appreciate it.
If you want to start your own podcast or need consulting on anything else,
he's the man.
He is the man. Yes.
Yeah. And on that, Jim Frankel and Robin Hodson. Jim Frankel for Music Time, Music First, and Robin Hodson, Sound Trap, and all of that. Good friends of mine, and thank you for the workshops you did at Georgia Music Educators Associations. Man, that's just fantastic. And shout out to Nuvo, Brittany and Mike DeTanto for Nuvo Instruments. We'll talk about that in these other episodes. And it's how to start band when you're in 3rd grade. I got like 3 students that were like, oh boy, they're going to be dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
We have little new instruments that was specifically designed for young children. How to play a reed instrument instead of just a recorder. We all know recorder, right?
We all did it.
Well, they took it to the next. They put a reed on that jank. It sounds great. And same thing with flutes. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to show you. And it's great. So shout out to Nuvo, Mike and Brittany, and Dr. Jim Frankel and Robin Hodson. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We have a lot to talk about.
Absolutely.
And I guess we'll sign off, and we will see you next time. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram. We're coming to YouTube. We are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
That sounds like a great... I haven't been to each one of those, but I do get in on Spotify here and there. But yeah, thanks so much. Like Donna said, thanks for visiting us. Spread the word. And we're excited to be moving ahead. All right? So, God bless. Peace. Okay.